baby, 6 months old, as Philip was saying, he had his first seizures, and they were really dramatic, and I mean 40 a day, exhausting not just for him but for you as a family. So the first diagnosis exactly was what? What did it tell you?
I think they just thought it was normal epilepsy to start with, because he was such a little child, baby. We didn't have an MRI scan until he was 9 months old, and then they found the brain tumours, and that's what causes his type of epilepsy.
So he has these tumours which we don't know what they're going to do, how they're going to behave, could they spread?
They can spread, and he has tuberous sclerosis. They can spread to his other major organs, but at the moment he's absolutely fine. So, and there's lots of people praying for him, so we take a day at a time.
And while he was little and the diagnosis was coming through, the treatment he received, I presume, was a sort of straightforward medication.
He was put on lots of different types of drugs, as children with epilepsy are, but none of them worked for him until he started the diet.
Well, the diet is the thing that is sort of magically appeared. A consultant mentioned it to you, I think, but it was only when you met another parent who'd tried it that you thought, well, shall we give this a go? And we must underline very heavily that this is a very special diet that is suitable only for children with epilepsy and has to be strictly supervised. So the diet consists of what?
It's very high fat, low carbs, and it has to be exactly measured for each child and by your dietitian, so you know exactly they're getting the right amount of calories and everything that they need.
So a daily menu would look like what?
Well, some Weetabix maybe with some liquid fat for breakfast.
Liquid fat, which is...
well, you can get it on prescription, it's called collagen, but...
And what's it made of?
It's like a lard, isn't it?
Is it derived from coconut oil?
I think you can have them flavoured.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So when you're told that your child is going to have to go on this diet to hopefully reduce these 40 fits a day, and then you're told what it is, I mean, most mums are going to think, how are we going to get that down him?
Exactly, and I think at the beginning it is very hard, and you need to have other mums to help you, and there's 2 charities that also help you, and you can phone them, and they give you advice and menus. Matthew's Friends, Daisy Garland, I think, are on your websites later. So you can't do it on your own, it's too scary.
Well, I mean, you look at this sort of food, and the trouble is it's all the same sort of colour as well, isn't it? And trying to dress up things that he might like. And he's got his 2 brothers as well, who I assume are also, are they eating, you know, they're eating normally, because you can't put them on a diet like this. So what were meal times like?
We decided not to hide the fact that he was having different meals from his brothers, and you know, thankfully he's a very good-natured little chap, so I would hide things like crisps and biscuits because that was a bit unfair.
Yes.
But he would sit with us and eat normally as a family.
Well, let's continue. So you would have a cereal with a kind of liquid lardy thing on top of that, and then a snack?
He would have snacks, and you can make the snacks look more appetising, like Rice Krispies with melted butter, you know, loads of butter, but because it's melted into Rice Krispies it looks more appetising. There are lots of tricks and, you know, tricks to the trade to hide the fat in food.
And the selection of fats you have here, I can recognise butter, cheese, olive oil. What else?
That's cream, and that looks like lard and mayonnaise. Obviously all high-fat things, which you can freeze cream and make it look like ice cream. Put some food colouring, obviously non-sugar food colouring with it.
Yeah, sugar was an important thing to cut out altogether. Lot of meat?
Small amounts, actually. And again, you have to try and hide the fat within the meat so you could fry in butter, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Everything that you would normally not do.
Yes.
So completely opposite to what you were all being told to do now.
That's why you do it under medical supervision, I think.
You must do. Fruit and vegetables?
Again, limited amounts.
Because of the carbohydrate in them?
Yes.
And how quickly before you noticed a difference?
With us, it was within the week his fits got better.
No.
And some children, it's overnight. It's just amazing.
So the fits that he was having ranged in severity, didn't they?
Yes.
What from the most minor to the most severe? What was the difference? What were they like?
I mean, little ones just sort of absences and just being a little bit odd and a bit shaky, to major full-blown ones who are in hospital for a week, sort of thing.
Yes. And so, which ones were the ones that you noticed had gone first?
I think just all of them really were just either much smaller or, you know, less in number.
And was he still on the medication at the time?
He was, and it didn't actually work properly for him until he came off all his drugs, which took about 3 months because you have to wean them off gradually.
Yes.
And we heard that was similar with other children as well.
So
because
he
it
came
interfered
off the
with
drugs
diet.
over the first 3 months
Yes.
while this diet was being instigated.
Yes.
He was on the diet then for 2 solid years,
Yes.
because I think that's the maximum
That's the
amount of time.
maximum,
That's what's
yes.
recommended.
Yes.
He's now been off it for how long?
3 months.
And?
He's fine, yes.
Amazing.
Different
Nothing.
child.
Nothing happened. No medication, nothing.
No medication.
How
no
long does it
diet.
last for?
The good effects of the diet.
Yes.
It can last forever with some children. Some children have to go back on the diet, maybe in a modified form.
So this changes the metabolism of the child?
Somehow something changes in the brain. You'll probably know.
Yeah, Chris can explain that.
Well, the diet, it's called a ketogenic diet. Now, people have heard of the Atkins diet. That's a ketogenic diet where your body is actually not using carbohydrates as its main source of energy, which is what we all normally do, but because it's a low carbohydrate diet, you're using fat as your source of energy. So the fat is being burned, and the byproduct of fat being burned are chemicals called ketones. And the ketones rise in the blood, they rise in your urine, they're even present in the breath. Did he have a pear drop smell to his breath?
Yeah,
Like nail varnish remover.
You can get that in diabetics as well, can't you?
Exactly, that's ketoacidosis, whereas this is just ketosis on its own. Now, and what appears to be happening, and it's still a mystery why this is actually working, it's dampening down the sort of overexcitable electrical activity in the brain. And they can't explain it any further than that. They know that ketones can suppress convulsions. And sure enough, yeah, it's for children over 2 years. Then the diet is, weaned off onto a normal diet, and the fit stop. And this is not unusual.
Yes.
That Esther's describing this.
It's not new either. I think the Victorians discovered this, and then medication took over.
Yeah, in the 20s it was being used for epilepsy, but then we got new anticonvulsant drugs, which of course they started using rather than the diet, as it seems to be more convenient. But remarkable. Working, most patients within 5 days they're seeing a beneficial
Well,
effect.
we've pointed this out at sort of various, put these flags in at various points through this chat, and we'll do it again, that this is something that has to be taken very, very seriously, only under the care of a dietitian, only after you've been to your GP, only in cases where control by 2 prescribed drugs has failed. It's not suitable for adults.
That's right.
And the success rate, as you say, is very high.
Yeah. Now, it's you really have to treat this diet as if you're prescribing drugs. You've got to be thinking that carefully. So you need a dietitian who's experienced, and also a neurologist who knows the child's condition as well. And it's not intended for adults. There's not enough evidence out there this would help adults. But yeah, children, and it's only for 2 years, but under strict supervision. No one must go out and say, "Oh, I'll buy the Atkins diet and give my son."
And there are many different sorts of epilepsy as well, caused by many different things.
Yeah, 30 or 40 different types of seizures. And we know that Hugo had the major ones, they're called tonic-clonic, and then the mild ones where Esther described as absence, they just go absent for a few seconds, and not unconscious, no fitting, as it were.
But it was impeding his development, and he was slower to talk and walk and all those things. But let's meet him now, because he's just over there. Hugo, do you want to come and see us? Have you been watching us on telly over there? There we go. Hello, Hugo. Come in and see Mummy. There's a good boy.
He is.
So now you're a big boy. You're 4 now, aren't you? And at a mainstream school. Hello. At a mainstream school. And have you got some nice friends?
Who's your friend, Hugo?
Say it loud, please.
Emma.
Emma's your best friend, is she?
She's your girlfriend? Is she?
Wow. Is she at school today?
Yes.
Do you want to wave to her in case she's watching? Say
Wave
hello,
to Emma. Wave to Emma. Wave to the camera.
Red light.
Hi, Emma. Oh, you're adorable. And what do you like doing? Do you like painting, running,
Dancing.
playing? What's your favourite thing?
Swimming? What do you like?
Swimming at Donny's.
Swimming at
Swimming
Donny's. It's a local pool.
Really? And are you a good swimmer?
Yes.
Do you have to have armbands?
He's got a special thing on the back that he wears now, you know, look like a shark. It's a
Really?
new thing instead of armbands.
That sounds really cool.
Really helps you swim, doesn't it? Got really fast last night, didn't you?
And a normal diet now?
Yes. Amazing. He loves his food, don't you? Is McDonald's your favourite food?
Oh, what a lovely